Greetings for the day, friends. Welcome to Konaksho Corporate Insight. Through this show, we discuss about the special event of growing companies from the different sectors. In today's episode, we are discussing about H1 FY21 result of Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited. The company is one of the leading players in infra consultancy in the India. To discuss the result, we have with us Mr. Pandurang Dandavte, founder and chairman of Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited, Mrs. Tanvi Dandavate Oti, managing director of the company, and from the investor community, we have market veteran Mr. Arun Kejriwal. Welcome all. Tanvi ji.
Yes.
Yeah. So to start the discussion, can you just give us a brief idea about the our result for the H1 FY21?
Sure. So with respect to the half-yearly performance highlights year-on-year for Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited, for the first half of FY 2021, Dhruv successfully achieved a turnover of 23.70 crore. As compared to last year, it was 26.31 crore. There is a downfall of 9.92% as compared to the last half year. As far as the total expenses is concerned, the H1 FY20 expenses were 24.51, which has reduced by 15.95% to 20.60 in the first half of FY21. So you can see a considerable decrease in the expenses, which has in turn resulted in a greater PAT as compared to the last half year from FY20 and FY21. And these are the EBITDA, EBIT, PBT, and PAT margins. So you can see that even though we achieved a low turnover, the profitability achieved is quite good.
So, Tanvi, if I may ask you a couple of questions on your results. Very clearly, COVID-19 has had a role in your performance in terms of your expenses reducing significantly. One also understands that your employee cost has come down. So my question to you, Tanvi, is, has this reduction, is this going to be sustainable going forward, or this was a one-off for this half year?
The reduction in the expenses is mainly due to two reasons. First is sustainable. One thing is that if you have followed the number of projects that were awarded during our IPO, so those are now coming to an end. What we call is PCOD. So such projects which were started in 2017 are now nearing completion or are more than 90% completion stage. So in such cases, government asks us to demobilize few staff. So in that case, wherein 100% staff is required, we operate at 40% or 30% staff. So the main reason due to reduction in expenses is this, that majority of the projects are now completed. Yes, new projects are also being awarded. COVID has had an impact in the reduction of expenses as well. As we all know that all the offices were operating in less manpower, 5% to 10% were staff only available for work, rest all were work from home. So that has also impacted the reduction in expenses as there were no traveling expenditures due to work from home policies of the company. So traveling may further increase, but going in future also more and more companies are now promoting work from home. We are also following few work from home policies wherever possible.
So while this is a very positive development for the company, that expenses would be sort of controlled, or there would be a large possibility of keeping it under check. Atmanirbhar Bharat program that is currently going on in the country, what kind of impact do you see from this in terms of future revenue visibility?
Yeah. So Atmanirbhar Bharat package, when it was announced by Shri Narendra Modi and the finance minister. So in that, majority of the benefits were taken by the MSMEs. So we are a registered MSME company. It helped increase our cash flow as unsecured loans or loans without collateral, 20% on the existing working capital, without any background check, or on your existing limits only, additional 20% working capital was given to us. This in turn proved to be beneficial for mobilization of new projects. We recently were awarded with two expressway projects of Delhi Vadodara and one project in Manipur. So the mobilization expenses of these projects are quite high. With the help of the Atmanirbhar Bharat package, uh, the funds that we received through this loan disbursement, we could use for mobilization of these mobilization for these projects.
One last question. What kind of
Yes.
revenue visibility do you have for, say, the next 18 to 24 months? Because typically your projects are of a
Yes.
slightly longer duration. So,
Yes.
what kind of visibility do you see?
Yeah. The authority engineer projects that were awarded in 2017 during our IPO were for 2 years duration and 5 years DLP, what we call is the defect liability period, sort of a maintenance period. Presently, the construction supervision projects of NHAI, National Highway Authority of India, are being awarded for a total of 5 years, wherein 2 years is the construction period and 3 years is the maintenance period. As well as we are being awarded with operation and maintenance, wherein we act as a operation and maintenance consultant for 5 years. So, considering these ongoing projects and future projects that we have bidded or yet to be awarded, we are expecting that there would be a 20% growth in the next 2 financial years. Expenses, as I already said, that mobilization expenses are going to increase, but employee expenses have reduced now, and yes, that would be sustainable as well. So revenue visibility wise, we have a strong order book of 300 crores, wherein 175 crores is unexecuted. So you can definitely see that a good growth plan is already there ahead.
Thank you. Thanks, Tanvi. Mr. Dandavate, you have been in this business of uh, uh, project development, execution, engineering, designing, etc., now for a very long time. I also have come to understand,
Yes, sir.
reading some announcements which you have made to the exchange, that you are venturing into two related diversification activities. One is solid waste management, and second is the solar projects. Could you give us some more details of what this entails for Dhruv Consultancy?
Surely. Regarding solid waste management, you are aware that we are paying 1% cess as a Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to the government of India, basically to have more cleanliness in cities and semi-urban areas. And now this COVID has made it more important, this cleanliness aspect. Government of India has a huge stock or pile of funds which are unutilized, and now they have made it compulsory for all the corporations and municipalities in India to clear off the existing garbage and make the proper plan for live garbage in next next 2 years. So huge funds are there, and we started searching opportunity for bidding such projects. Basically, we are a design consultant also, and in that garbage we get lot of aggregates, lot of plastic waste, and some material which can be useful for the construction purposes. Even at one or two places, bricks are made out of that plastic waste. So we entered into a joint venture with one of the associate, that is Samarth Softtech Solutions Private Limited, which is my brother's company. They were already in this business, but to the small extent, they were bidding to 1.5 to 2 crore rupee works of municipalities in Maharashtra. Now, considering the Dhruv eligibility of financial strength of Dhruv, we as a joint venture get qualified for even 100 crore rupee solid waste management project. So we started bidding for that.
So it's a very interesting model that you spoke about, Mr. Dandavate. If I try to understand the company's future plans, would there be an amount which you would earmark for taking up such projects, or you will bid for as many as you can get even on these lines? Because there is a capital involvement that would happen in such projects, while in your consultancy, you are not employing capital.
Surely. That's why we are planning to go on main board with little bit capex capital raising for funding such projects of solar and solid waste management. Also, I would like to mention here that we have recently entered into an agreement with one Italian firm, which is expert in entire Europe. They have the market share of 50% in port developments. Again, they are consultant, but they are aggressively entering into the Indian market with Dhruv as a local partner. So that is also one additional stream for consultancy we are opening. Thirdly, if you see now the nature of works of NHAI or ministry, they are now switching over to the expressways and strategic connectivity roads like industrial corridors and port connectivity roads, wherein the consultancy fee contracts or fee will be to the tune of 20 to 25 crore in next 2-3 years. Presently, already we have enhanced our ticket size from 5 to 6 crore to 10 to 12 crore in current year, in spite of having a COVID impact. So therein also for expressway nature of work, we need more capital for mobilization expenses for simple reason. Expressways, you are aware, they are access control, and we cannot have any office or any nearby town where we can put our office. So our offices are in greenfield area or remote area. So entire facilities like electricity or everything, we have to generate there with our own, and that is increasing the manpower cost, mobilization cost, as well as our travel cost is increasing like anything, because the roads are greenfield roads.
Mr. Dandavate, one data point for investors, because when we talk of infra projects, we talk of packages which are 4-digit, 1,000 crore, 1,500 crore, etc. Against that, when we talk of a consultancy company, naturally the value cannot be in that same size. But would it be fair to assume that this 175 crore order book that is now unexecuted, if I multiply roughly by 40 times, and that comes to about 7,000 odd crores, that would be an equivalent of your consultancy versus actual infra projects? Am I right in my maths?
Correct, sir. Basically, we are executing more than that 15,000 crore rupee project cost works, because some of the projects costs are very high because of their nature. Say bridges may be more or tunnels may be more. And what I can say, the reputed engineering firms in India are executing these projects, and most of the projects under Dhruv belt are completed or on the verge of completion in timely manner. So that is also appreciated by Ministry and NHAI at different forums, including Honorable Minister.
One last question for you, sir. Mr. Dandavate. Looking at the kind of infra spend that is coming in the country, looking at the new diversifications, or if I could say parallel movements that you are making from your space of consultancy and also entering a little bit into financing arrangements. What kind of business opportunity do you see going forward for Dhruv?
Sir, our target is by end of the Modi 2 era, that is 2024 or 2025, we are aiming to reach the order book of 1,000 crore rupees, which is easily possible with increased ticket size of the consultancy projects. Number one. Number two, solid waste management and solar projects which are available, particularly solid waste, which are available all over India. Even every week there is one bid. And also I would like to mention here that under Atmanirbhar Abhiyan, Government of India has given great relief to the contractors and consultants working with them. They have reduced the performance security for existing contracts from 10% to 3%. So I am getting back my performance bank guarantees almost 7% back. That amounts to 10 to 12 crore rupees. And also I am getting back my margin money. Secondly, they are also releasing the retentions which were kept for certain reasons. Considering this is purely a COVID relaxation given by Government of India. So all this has ended with increased bidding capability of Dhruv. Which now our competitors are not having that much. Thirdly, this port sector, which recently two weeks back we entered into MOU, and port sector, it is growing as fast as highway sector. Wherein also we are trying to enter one port consultancy is about 25 to 30 crore rupee. You can understand. We are targeting this Vadhavan port near Dhanu. In Maharashtra for supervision consultancy with that Italian firm. So once we enter into that new area, therein also I'm expecting, not today or current year, but next 2-3 years, I'm expecting certain turnover from port sector also.
Thanks for that. Friends, we've heard Tanvi talk about the results. We've heard Mr. Dandavate talk about the new opportunities the company has, the growth in the target segments that is their core competence, that is consultancy in infra projects, the new sunrise industries that they are looking at, solid waste management and solar power. And I'm sure many of you would be aware that some of the states in the country have decided that there would be, going forward, no more coal-fired power plants coming up, which makes the opportunity for solar that much bigger. One final point that I would like to add here is that the cost of solar power has become cheaper than coal power plants as of today. That is the capital cost. Of course, as far as the OPEX is concerned, solar comes from God. You don't have any operating cost. All you need to do is OMC, and you need to factor in that you don't get solar power plants running around the world, but with massive development happening on battery backup storage of power and energy, which is what would happen once you have the battery and the EV vehicles coming in. We are in for good times. Remember, there are two big positives that can also come in for Dhruv in the immediate short term. One is the fact that they would be migrating from the SME platform to the main board on the BSE. Second is, I'm sure when the company has a better performance, marked improvement in revenue visibility, profitability, the impact, the positive impact from Atmanirbhar, it would not be very long before this company also becomes a dividend-paying company, which would sweeten the investment made by investors. Keep this stock on your radar. It can offer you attractive returns in the medium term, and I believe a 12 to 18-month period should be what you should be looking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arunji, for such an elaborate explanation, and thank you Dhanavate ji and Tanvi ji for giving us idea about the company. Thank you for joining. We hope our viewers will like this show and we will be helpful with the help of this information. They will be getting idea about the industry and the company. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you.
Thank